it. Talking about music. Oh,
Hey guys, hi, Tim Young. I'm in Malaysia. This is Steele. He's in Peru. Is that right?
I'm still from Peru. Yes, I
You're in
am.
Peru. Okay, cool. Uh,
Yes, and there's
Rohi from
someone join
Yeah.
India.
us.
Howdy, howdy.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yes, I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty cool here with my friend Jung, talking about some random topics.
You guys still right?
Yeah, I'm still.
Oh, Jiket, how are you?
I'm just pretty cool, man. What about you?
Okay,
What are you
go ahead.
doing?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So I was about to ask Jung, talking about music, what do you
Mm.
enjoy the most? I mean, I was trying to explain Jung if he enjoys more the message of a song or the rhythm of a song. I mean, the instrumental music, the instrumental melody.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
curious about that, so he didn't answer
Good.
yet. So I'm
Well,
waiting for his answer.
I actually, I've got one lady beating me up like crazy. Uh, like the only thing I get from her is songs and lyrics, and so that's the entire communication right now. Yeah, I don't know. I get sort of the feel of a song. You know, I like some really noisy things. I like some really loud stuff. Um, you know, I like some cranberries. I like some lyrics and stuff. But for me, it's like how it feels. It's not
Come on,
usually.
you're cheating. You're cheating. You gotta choose one. You can't.
No, I'm
You
I'm
can't.
like I'm probably more like a chick than a guy when it comes to music. I don't know. I like
Okay.
but but
Okay.
but I like
Chicks
kind of
like.
loud. I like kind of loud, angry stuff. I do.
I know chicks enjoy more the message of a song rather than the melody.
Very much. Yeah. I'm sort of learning by by reading some of the lyrics and stuff that people are girls are listening to. Yeah. No, I just no. The lyrics,
Yeah.
it's got to sound good. It's just, I mean, the thing that if I'm driving and I'm not paying attention, it's just got to feel good for me. Yeah, I mean that's.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
But I think like probably 80 or 90% of what I listen to right now comes off of Spotify, off a playlist called Femme Fatale.
Capital on Spotify.
It's just a bunch of women, yeah, Femme Fatale.
Okay. Let me search it. Okay.
You got
Wait.
you got Spotify?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, cool. I could swear I heard my cat out here trying to talk to me.
Can you spell the name again, please?
Uh, Femme Fatale, Femme. F.
Fem. Femme fatale.
Yep, got it.
I think so. I got one of his hits. One time, great view. Seconds, love it, be easy, wasted, run on the floor. Which of them would you like me to play?
Sorry, I had trouble understanding.
Uh, I got some hits from Femme Fatale. The first one is One Time. I'm not sure if this is the girl that you were talking about. Do you want to check it? Can you see?
No, Femme is Femme. It's a
Is
French.
that
That's
your
a French
cat?
word. That's a French word. Yeah,
All right.
I had to retrieve my kitty. He was outside the door yelling at me like a few seconds ago, and then he disappeared. He gave up. This is Pedro.
Oh, it's a male cat.
It is, yeah. He's a very pretty boy. Very pretty boy.
He's a very pretty cat, but
He is. I like him.
he has kind of an angry face, which makes him, yeah, which makes him interesting.
True. Oh crap, we
It's
lost
not
Rohit. Oh, Rohit, you're back. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Do you have Spotify, Rohit?
yeah.
You do. Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I made it small the screen, but I was there. So are you having a pretty cat? Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have my pretty cat. We had years ago. I had another cat called Bella. Um,
Uh huh.
this one is a Persian, right? He's one color. He's gray. He's a Persian. I had a Persian Himalayan, which they've got like their fur is twice as long,
Uh huh.
and she was her color was called tortoiseshell. So she was like we call her mocha java. She was like brown and gray and caramel colored. Um, so Bella was definitely prettier than this one, but yeah, this guy's a pretty boy. Very
Uh, I'm having a pet at my house. Is a dog actually. His
what
name
kind?
is Benny. It's a German Shepherd. It's a huge size,
Oh my god, yeah.
and German Shepherd it is. So it is approx 3 feet, 3 feet of height, and it is German Shepherd.
How much does he weigh? Yeah,
It is 32.
32 kilos.
Yes, 32 kg. Yeah.
Okay, so
Wow.
around 70 pounds. That's a pretty large dog.
Hmm. German Shepherd are large size
They
basically.
are, yeah.
I
His
haven't
diet is
paid attention to the picture in your back. Is that Albert Einstein? Albert Einstein, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, yes, Albert Einstein,
Does the
correct.
picture has a message, or
Sorry.
it's just his photograph? Does he have a
I
message, or if it's just the photograph?
no, there's
Oh,
a
it's just
message.
the photograph.
Can I see it?
Yes, I can. Yeah, yeah.
So why do you have Albert Einstein on your wall? I think that's Steele's question for you.
Yeah, yeah. I feel it's a great
Probably he's a
inspiration
bit.
for me. Yeah, Albert Einstein is a great inspiration for me. Yes, and I found this picture, so I think it should be in my room. So I bought it.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys, you like meditation?
What?
You like
Ex-
meditation? Meditation.
What is that?
Meditation.
Yeah.
Meditation.
I'm not a meditation or yoga guy. Not yet. But
I'm not yoga-holic. I'm not.
I think I need to do that stuff though. I mean, yeah, I need to, but I haven't, not yet.
It's very
Oh,
powerful. Basically, if you can go for 20 minutes of meditation, it will
Mm,
energize you and you'll be more focused or concentrated. So it is good to go for meditation, right? I'm practicing this for last 3 years, and every day I do it for 20 minutes.
wow.
Yeah, it's amazing,
could
basically.
you tell us a little bit more about the benefits of meditation, perhaps?
Yes, when I do meditation, I remain calm, or if I face something which is not good, so in adverse situation, we remain calm, right? It will not like I'll be hyper. I'll remain focused in an adverse situation as well. That I experienced basically. Yeah.
All right. And is it healthy also for your body, I think, right? Hey, what's up?
Basic body.
Did it get freeze? Was it me? I don't know. You can hear me?
I can hear you, Steele. Yeah, I'm not hearing Rohit.
Yeah, he has some troubles. Oh, no WhatsApp message. Que minimal I can buy you were active now.
Excuse me, guys.
Hey,
Actually, I
welcome
got a
back.
phone call. I got a phone.
Ah,
Uh, I got a phone call basically.
That's what happened.
okay.
That's okay.
Hmm.
Are you back with us, Rohit?
Yes. How are you?
Cool.
You say more new topic you can start with.
Well,
We should start randomly.
I'm just always interested in why people are learning English and what their situation is now and how English will help them. And sometimes I'm interested in how Spanish and Portuguese will help people because I speak those languages and like those too. And I am going to learn French this year. So I'm interested in all those topics.
Correct. See, about English, the first and foremost point is it is acceptable everywhere, right?
It is a pretty good language, international, yes.
It is globally accepted. So that's the advantage in every part they are focusing with English. Everyone want to learn English, that's why, right?
Well, you know my reason, Jung, but in my case, I'd say that I wouldn't pick out a language because of the economic benefits that it will bring to me. I mean, if I gotta pick a language, it's because I like and I enjoy speaking it. I don't give a fuck about if it's gonna bring me a lot of benefits at work or by traveling. I'd rather prefer to feel comfortable with, with the language. If I enjoy talking it, I'll have a great time learning this language, and I will never get bored of learning.
Pretty much for me back in December, that was what I sort of decided. It's like, all these things I've been doing and working with computers and my I got a degree in two topics. My degree was in computer science and in Spanish. So my living was based on computer science forever. And in December I was like, it's time to finally use my Spanish, my Portuguese, and start learning languages again. So um, that's my story. Back in December, I was in the United States. I don't even remember so well, but I started getting online, connecting with people, speaking Spanish and Portuguese, and it was interesting. In January, I would get on Facebook and I'd speak English a little bit, and then I'd switch over to Portuguese and speak Portuguese a little bit, and I'd switch to Spanish and I'd speak Spanish a little bit. And it was interesting. I would switch to Portuguese, and it was no problem. And then
Okay.
I'd switch to Spanish, and like my breath would catch in my throat, and I like froze. And the reason was my idea of my Portuguese is that my Portuguese is not very good. Who cares? I'll just talk. My idea of my Spanish was I got a degree in Spanish. I'm actually pretty good at Spanish. And I'd be like afraid to like sound like a fool speaking Spanish. So I seriously, I would freeze for like a second or two when I
Yeah.
switch to Spanish. And it actually seems it from the feedback I'm getting, it seems like my pronunciation in Portuguese is actually quite good. My vocabulary is kind of small, but it's okay because
Okay.
I can
Okay.
I can tell people, I'm sorry, I didn't understand you. Can we repeat that? Slow down.
Okay.
I can do that stuff in Portuguese, so I can
You know,
communicate.
survival language in Portuguese, so that's good.
Yeah, exactly. I actually know a pretty good amount of Portuguese, so I can keep a conversation going. If
Yeah.
I do the right thing, I can keep somebody talking in Portuguese, and I just keep. And you know the whole story. Um, oh shoot, what's the name of that? What's the name of the book? if you can get another person to talk and you're interested, they think you're a great person because you're interested in them, you know? So if I can do that in Portuguese, they're like, oh, you're pretty cool. Let's talk again, you know?
Uh, about the language, I did German before, German language, Dutch language.
Yeah.
This was a little echo.
German and Dutch are different. You know both?
Yeah, I did German, but here we say Dutch is the same. Is this true?
They're not the same. They're slightly different. It's kind of like Spanish. Well,
And
I think they're more related than Spanish and Portuguese are, but it's something of that.
Yes, okay. I'm having plan to learn French as well.
Yeah.
So I joined a group in WhatsApp. So the people are very active over there, but I'm finding it is bit difficult to. I have to get more time when I'm learning French. So I have to give more time, more
What do you
focus.
what are you doing to learn French?
Actually, as I told you, I'm having plan to shift Canada.
Yeah.
So if yeah, so if I'll have French with me, I'll get some extra points from the government. And it is somehow good in some parts of Canada. French are really acceptable, right? The people speaking French.
Yeah,
So
depends which part of the country, yeah. But I mean,
mm, in
what are you doing to learn the language?
I do it on YouTube. I search different videos and I join in a French group, WhatsApp group. People are very active over there, and yes, I'm trying, but I think I have to keep more focus when I'm learning. It is not sufficient, right? Not
I
every
I I need to get started. I mean, I'm going to learn French this year, but I haven't really started. I'm going to use an app called Link, Lingq,
Mm-hmm.
and the whole point of that app is to give you a bunch of reading and listening. Um, Almost everything on there you can when you're listening to it, you can read it at the same time, and they make it really easy.
Right.
Like click on a word, and the definition comes up, and they pronounce it for you. I mean, it's
Correct.
it's good for learning vocabulary. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, 70 or 80% of learning a language is getting vocabulary, and then there's communication and personality. But I mean,
Correct.
if you don't know 1,000 words in a language, you can't say shit. Once you know 2,000 words, you can kind of talk. You know, when you know
Can you
five,
repeat that? What it was? Linguistic? What it was?
Lingq.
GQ. Okay.
Yeah,
Is it any application, right? Or
it's a website and an application, both.
hmm.
Yeah, and it's what like
Yeah.
I made the mistake of installing.
Is it?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Now the thing is, Rohit, join via my link,
Yeah.
and you get an extra 100 words you can save.
Hmm.
Can you see the
Okay.
can you see the chat? I'll give you my link for. I give you my link. Actually, if you just go to timyoung.com/link, that's really my link. So
Okay. Perfect. I'll do that.
um, yeah, so I mean that it's a website, it is an app, and what I
It is asking for sign up. It is asking for my detail for sign up.
you'll create an account. Yeah, create grab the link though from me off the
Hmm.
chat on this video, and you'll get an extra 100 words that you can save. The big thing with Link, they got a free version, they got a paid version.
Okay.
The difference is you get all the lessons, you get all the audio, you get all the text.
Okay.
But if you want to save your words and you want them to sort of keep track, and like
Hmm.
they spend some time actually like giving you more audio and video that practice your current vocab.
Yeah. It having all the languages, right?
It's
Not only
well,
French.
I think it's got 20 or 30 languages already. Yeah. The It's run by a guy called Steve Kaufman.
Yeah.
He knows like 10 or 12 languages, and he's recently like studied Arabic. He's learning Arabic and Turkish,
It's very
and
very nice. All the languages in a single website, right?
well, yeah. I mean, it's only 20 or 30. I mean, there's how many? I mean, there's 200 countries. There's
That's a lot.
500 languages, but
But here, so I can search you here, right?
search me there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. If you signed up already, you may not have. The one benefit of signing up with my link is you get an extra 100 words that you can save.
Okay. How can I search you? What's your name over there?
You gotta use this link.
Yeah, either grab my link. I think my name is probably Youngster.
Can I?
I don't remember what I signed up as. I just it's on my phone. I just I click a button now. So
Okay. Okay. So, okay, then after this video, of this call, you can send me the link, right, of your search.
well,
Then I can.
it's in the chat already. Let's see. I can go on to WhatsApp and give you the link.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Um,
I get it. You go ahead.
Oh, you got to take off. Still, you got to take off.
Excuse me?
You got to take off. Were you gonna say you gotta go or?
No. I said go ahead. I mean,
Oh,
we
okay,
were
okay.
talking at the same time, so.
Just trying to plug all my little devices in here. Everything's not running out of battery.
Personally, I don't like the learning way because when I think about languages, I wonder how did you learn English? And I remember well through all my lessons, and I do remember I did not study only vocabulary. If I go into a language, I prefer to know how to build a sentence. I mean, a noun, a verb, a complement, an article, those stuff that will make me create sentence instead of just words. But because once you get the structure, you can make any sentence, whatever sentence you want, you can make that. You will know the structure, the time, present, past, future, present perfect, no, past perfect, etc.
In
Yeah.
languages that have all those grammar structures. Yeah, I'm in Malaysia. Bahasa and Chinese actually. Chinese doesn't really have tenses. Bahasa doesn't really have tenses. So it's kind of interesting. Their
Yeah.
the grammar in those respects are kind of simplified.
Because
You actually learned a lot of stuff by playing games and watching anime and things, right?
I learned just few words, but my point is that what will happen if you're in a situation in which you want to speak about the past or speak about the future, and the only word you know is or are in the present. So the other person is not going to understand what your point is.
But you can the thing a lot of people of our age, people are afraid. They're really afraid. They're afraid to say, yesterday I go to the store. I eat a sandwich. They're afraid to say that. It sounds silly.
What?
Yeah.
Yesterday I eat a sandwich. But it makes, people will understand you. It might be scary to sound foolish, but people will understand.
I will say I had a sandwich yesterday.
Well, you know how to say that now, but do you know how to say that in Tamil? So Rohit will understand you in Tamil?
No, 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 no. Actually, I only manage Spanish, English, and just a few of Italian.
Okay. Hey, Rohit, what languages do you speak already?
Sorry, here is few languages, local languages that call Hindi language. Hindi,
Hindi. Tamil?
do you know? Hindi, Hindi, Hindi language.
Yeah.
Another language is Punjabi. Punjabi, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
Punjabi. Hindi and Punjabi is local language here, and most of
Okay.
the
So you
people
don't.
of my age, we use English, and we prefer English to talk.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Malayalam, not where you live.
What?
Malayalam?
Okay, Malayalam. That's a part actually. It's in South India. It's in
Yeah.
Kerala.
Where?
Yeah, it's in
Yeah.
Kerala. People use Malayalam over there. Yes.
Where are you?
India is
So,
diverse.
Delhi. So
India is
I'm
very
gonna. You're in
India
Delhi.
is
Let
very
me.
diverse, and there are lots of religions. There are lots of
Yeah.
different
Exactly.
languages and different cultures as well. So I'm in north part. So
I'm just.
local.
I'm pulling you up on
Yes.
the map here now.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Okay.
Yes. Okay, guys. I'll tell you one thing. There's a new topic. Actually, you see now these days what we eat, it having lots of pesticides and fertilizers, right?
Mm.
Like vegetables, fruits, and grains. It containing that chemicals, right? Like pesticide, fertilizers. Correct.
Yep.
So I'm
I
having
didn't
an
like veggies for I didn't like veggies for about all my life, but I had to eat it recently because I'm in a diet. So
okay,
I
great.
think
But
now veggies are not that bad for me.
what generally happening in today's life is the farmers using pesticides and fertilizers to get more outcome from their grains, right?
Higher production. Yep.
So what is my idea is I'm coming with a new business that's called organic farming.
I don't know what to say, man. Personally, I don't. I really don't care what did they use to get the veggies. I think they had
Mhm.
some poison in veggies. I couldn't even care less, man. I mean, everybody's gonna die if I get from the stomach. Okay, well, goddamn, it's okay.
Mhm. Correct.
Time out for 30 seconds here. Rohit just
Correct.
explained he's in New Delhi and he's in northern India. So let me just show you guys quick.
Yeah,
New Delhi, yeah, obviously, yes, north. This is the borders of India. Okay,
yeah, yeah,
Kerala.
Correct.
I asked about Malayalam, Kerala,
yeah. That is South.
Malayalam, down
Yeah,
here
that is
somewhere.
South.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I saw
Yeah.
people. I saw people from England talking about vacationing in Goa. Goa is actually
Ah.
kind of a popular vacation spot for people in England, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't realize. So it's Goa is only a little bit up the coast from Kerala. Yeah, then it's a
Correct.
couple
There
hour
are various
drive.
other places to go actually. People who like beaches they can go to Goa. But if you are liking hills and you like greeneries, then you have to come to North India.
Yeah.
There,
Okay.
there,
I'm just
there are hills.
I'm just gonna check
Oh my
here.
God, it's huge.
Kerala. I'm just checking this. How far is it from Kerala to Goa?
Yeah.
16 hours driving. Oh my
Wow,
gosh.
holy
Correct.
shit,
Yeah,
it's
this
quite large.
it's a big country.
It is. It is a big country. Oh my
You
God.
check
Didn't expect any
Kanyakumari.
word too big.
Holy
You
shit.
men- you mentioned Kerala.
Yeah.
Kerala to Jammu Kashmir.
Kerala is what? It is part of Kashmir?
To Jammu Kashmir. Yes.
It
Jammu.
is.
JAMMU. Jammu Kashmir.
It's in that state? Is that what you're saying?
It's a different town. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I did look up just now Kerala to Delhi, where
Jammu, Jammu Kashmir. JAMMU.
2,600 kilometers. So that's 1,500 miles.
Yes.
Wow. 44 hours to get from Kerala to Delhi.
Yes.
Crazy.
Now,
Okay.
now you
Jammu,
mentioned Jammu, yes.
Jammu.
Kashmir.
I'm not sure if I know how to spell this. Jammu Kashmir. Okay. Honeymoon tour. Okay.
Check it. Now
Okay.
see.
That's way well. That's way on the border, huh?
Uh,
That's a nice place?
yes.
Yeah.
Of course, yes. There are
Ah,
lots of places are there, and there are lots of holy places are there.
lots of okay. Yeah. I'm really bad with India. Is that a good place? Is it like do they produce tea up there? What else do they have besides tourism?
Correct. Tourism is there, and you can see there are lots of water games are there. There are lots of adventurous places,
Oh, cool.
river rafting, bungee jumping,
Ooh.
um, skydiving is there,
Oh,
hot
wow.
Ooh.
air balloon. So there are
Uh,
lots of adventurous activities.
so that's sort of like going to New Zealand then. Very cool.
Do you
New
have
Zealand is high.
any waterfall?
Yeah, so many waterfalls are there. In Jammu and Kashmir, there are waterfalls. In my North India, there are so many waterfalls. You can easily
I
see
do
rainbow.
love waterfalls.
You can easily see rainbows here, right?
Mm,
Yeah.
Nice.
waterfalls are pretty damn cool. It's so, if you just sit and watch water, just running water, it's
Yeah.
so peaceful just to sit and listen.
Best
Seriously.
best best place
I'm
I'll
agree.
say
I'm
you that
agree.
is Rishikesh. The best
I'm
place
agree.
I'd
Yeah.
say it is Rishikesh.
Rishikesh?
Okay.
What is that?
Rishikesh. It's a town here in North India.
Okay.
So it is best for such things. You can see a clean water. It is green in
Mm,
color, green and white.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
Rishikesh.
Rishikesh.
Okay.
Yes.
Uttar, I've never heard of that. Uttarakhand. I've never heard that's a state.
It's
Yeah,
a
I never heard of that state before.
you can see the rivers there, right?
I'm zooming out. Let's see. Where is
Yes.
that?
It's showing river, right?
So that's what about how far is that from you? 3, 4 hours?
Yeah. 3 4 hours.
Yeah. Mohit, nobody has given me these tips about traveling India before. Thank you.
You visit a plan. You make a plan to visit here, right?
I will someday. Yeah, I don't know when, but yeah, I mean, it's a huge country. I mean, it's so diverse.
Yeah. Yes. There it having entire choice. If you like hot hot weather, you can choose another place. If you like
Mm.
cool weather, you can go to North India, right?
Does it
If you like beaches, you can go to Goa, Kerala.
does it snow in India?
If you like adventurous activities like rivers, you can come to North India, like places like Rishikesh. There are lots of adventurous and water games, adventurous activities and water games are there.
Does it snow in
Does it
India?
Huh?
does it snow in India?
What you said?
Kuching thala. Mana? Oh. Oh, okay. Does it snow there? I found out from a friend in Brazil that it actually has snowed a couple times in Brazil,
Uh-huh.
in the city that he lives in. Does it snow in India?
Yes, snow in a little part. You can see in Jammu and Kashmir there snow, and in here in Uttarakhand near to Rishikesh, the place is called Valley of Flowers.
Okay.
Valley of Flowers. You can check it. Valley of Flowers.
Okay. Well, let me give that a try.
Valley of Flowers. Yes.
Okay. $14. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it takes a while to drive there.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that wait? Hang on. Okay, so that's like 10 feet from the border of Tibet.
Yes.
Okay. That's a large park. That's a pretty large park. Nanda Devi National Park, Himalayan Valley, famous for its flowers. Okay. Wow. Yeah, let me check. Valley of Flowers. So, Steele, you going to India?
No, no, I've never been there. I was
Are you
trying to convince
are you
I was
going?
trying to convince my girlfriend to join us, but I don't
Yeah.
know if she's going. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if she's going to.
Where is she
She's not.
from?
She's going to join us. No,
Where is she from?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Okay. Look at these images. My gosh.
Now let me see. Ballet. Oh,
Oh,
how do you record your screen?
I'm just using a thing called Google Hangouts, Hangouts on Air. So just get a simple Gmail account. You click on Creator Studio, and then
Oh.
live events, and you create a new
Okay, I
event.
got it. I just was wondering because I wanted to do that also, but I think I'll not be able unless I have the Google Hangouts app.
Well,
But
I'm on my
eh,
laptop, so I'm just on
I'm
the Hangouts website. I don't have an app. I do
no,
have it.
me neither.
I've got the app, but I don't use it. I just go on the website. So yeah, I'm
I'm
on.
on my laptop also.
Oh, you are okay. Um,
Yes.
yeah, to start these things up, I go to YouTube. I click on the link for Creator Studio, and
Okay.
inside Creator Studio, there's there's a section for live events,
All right.
and inside that there's actual events, and
Mm-hmm.
I do create new live event, and the default is Hangout on Air. Like 5 years ago, Hangouts on Air, it was a separate thing. Now it's, I mean, Google owns YouTube now, and now Hangouts on Air is part of YouTube. It used to be a separate thing. So
Yeah,
you
and also the Hangouts.
yeah, and it's so complicated, but I mean, if you click on the right buttons, it's easy. Yeah, you go. I mean, I'm serious. It took
Yeah, I
me
understand.
It took me like 5 days to figure out how to start a freaking Hangout on Air again. They changed everything.
Gotta be pretty tricky at first, of course.
It's once you know which buttons to click, it's easy. But until you know which button to
Yeah,
click, it's a
yeah,
freaking
yeah.
pain in the ass.
I know, I know what you mean. Yeah, some stuff are complicated in the internet.
Rohit, this stuff is freaking amazing.
I think Rocky is not with us
Oh, did we
anymore.
lose him? Oh yeah, he's grayed out. His network has died off. That
Yeah,
the
he's not
Valley of
gone,
Flowers.
but he's not talking anymore.
The Valley of Flowers looks like a freaking awesome place. My gosh. So I wonder if that's only good for like 1 month in like March or something, or
Valley of Flowers track.
yeah, I wonder.
Do you think it's like the same in the photograph?
Well, I'm sure I think it probably is, but I wonder is it like March 15th only, or is it
When it comes of places and food, I don't believe in pictures
well, yeah, I mean
because once you get there,
this one this one doesn't look very realistic. I mean, somebody used a filter, and that's somebody used a filter on that one. But like this one, that looks like a real photo. You could take that just off your iPhone without using a Snapchat
yeah,
filter, you know.
yeah, I can.
Um,
I can't believe that plate exists.
there was one when I lived in Spain. I lived in Spain for a year, and I studied Spanish. And that summer, I took my bicycle to Northwest Spain. there was one place there's a place called Los Picos de Europa,
Okay.
the peaks of Europe, and there's a tour of France, right? There's a tour of Spain. The hardest day of the tour of Spain is going up the little, I don't know, it's like a 16-kilometer mountain road to Los Picos de Europa, and there's two lakes up there,
Ooh,
Los Lagos.
nice Spanish over there.
What's that?
Nice Spanish over there.
I couldn't catch that.
Nice Spanish.
Oh, thank you. I studied enough. I should be able to speak decently.
You were
Yeah.
aware that you spoke Spanish, don't you?
What's up?
You weren't aware that you spoke Spanish because you said the name of something in Spanish, and I could hear your good pronunciation. It wasn't like the schwa vowels and stuff like that.
I'm not catching what you're saying. You say I am pronouncing pretty well.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat it. You did speak Spanish, or not a sentence, but a name of a place or so. I wasn't really paying attention, but I heard a name in Spanish. That's what I say. Oh, nice Spanish pronunciation, and that's
Okay.
what happened actually.
So I did say it nicely.
Yeah, you did it.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, you know, here's a good way to pronounce a language well. Take your
All right.
bicycle, take your bicycle to
Uh-huh.
France and go bicycle
Uh-huh.
around France alone and try getting food. You will learn to pronounce French pretty damn well. That's what I did.
All right.
I I studied in Madrid for a school year, right? So I studied from like August until May.
Uh-huh.
And then I took my bicycle up to I think I started. Did I start in Oviedo? No, I didn't start in Oviedo. I started somewhere near Orense. I forget exactly where I got off the train. But I bicycled alone through northwest Spain for like 6 weeks.
Oh my God.
When you are alone in the
Yes.
countryside, you're not in the city, you're in the countryside. Yeah, you kind of learn the language. It helps.
Sure.
It really
Yeah,
does help.
sure.
It really does help.
Yes. Spending time in the native language, you know, if I had a chance to perhaps live in some English-speaking country, I think I would entirely improve my pronunciation really quick. I don't have a doubt about that.
And yeah, I mean it's scary, but I mean you'll survive. Somebody will feed you. You know, you can point at stuff and hand them money. You know, you're not going to starve. You might be lonely. You know, but
Hi
Yeah.
guys.
Hey guys.
hey, who's that? Rohit back?
I'm back. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Actually, I was not aware. It consumed battery. Yeah, ASAP. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
When, when we use Hangout, it use battery a lot. Yes. It
Well,
consume battery.
sure.
Is
I
this
don't
true?
know. I don't know. I believe
It.
you. I believe
Yeah.
you.
Actually. Okay. Which place you showing in your?
Well,
Which
I
place
had
is this?
I had the Valley of Flowers up here, but you disappeared, so I changed.
Okay.
We were talking about Northwest Spain when I was bicycling.
It's nice place. Yeah.
This is called Los Lagos de Anol. Um, the hardest day of the tour of Spain is like 15 kilometers straight up this mountainside, and there's
Hmm.
there's two lakes up here,
Correct.
and I got up here and I like hopped into the lake, and it was kind of cool because there were like fish biting at my toes.
Uh-huh.
It was it tickled. It tickled. It was pretty cool. So
Correct.
there's two lakes up here. Now the when I actually went up there on my bicycle. So I pushed my bike most of the way up there. I didn't ride most of the time. But
Uh-huh.
it looked sort of like this the day that I got there on my bicycle. And then I actually went back with a female friend from Madrid about a month later, and we took a bus tour up there. And I don't see any foggy photos here. It was rainy. It was foggy. You couldn't see anything. All these photos are like clear sunny days. Um,
Yeah.
when we went back there on the bus was so scary. My God. Have you guys ever taken a bus on a mountain road? It's
No.
crazy scary. It's crazy scary. Bus drivers know what they're doing.
Did you
Uh-huh.
get on? Did you get on the train?
Not a
Yes.
train. Well, I think we took a train up into the area, and then we actually took a bus up to the lakes. Um, it was.
what is
I mean,
what is time there still?
Oh,
What is
sorry.
time there? What is time there?
What
10
is
p.m.
what?
what
Time,
time?
time.
Ah, what time is it? Here is
11:40.
11:38. Yep, 11:38 p.m.
And you feeling sleepy, right?
No, at all. I sleep like 3, 4 in the morning.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Great. Okay, see some pictures of Rishikesh.
Of what?
Rishikesh picture, Rishikesh.
Rishikesh. Okay,
Yeah.
so back to the Valley of Flowers. Is that right?
No, before Valley Flower.
Not the Valley of Flowers. Well, here's the Valley of
No, it
Flowers.
is Rishikesh.
So
It is Rishikesh, yes.
okay, we can do that. We can do that in a minute. Um, Rohit, we were
Yes.
Steele and I were discussing the the photos here from the Valley of Flowers.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
This one looks like this is a filter.
No way.
That's not reality, right?
Sorry?
This isn't the way life looks in the Valley of Flowers, right? This is a filter.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, but this looks like reality. This looks like real flowers, a real valley.
There's a real flowers, correct.
Um, how my big question, I think Steele was asking the same thing. How what time of the year do you get to see flowers
Uh-huh.
like this? When do you see
Okay,
these kind of flowers?
the, the best time to go there is March to April.
March to April.
From March to April.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. You can find
Cool.
every kind of flowers over there.
Yeah.
Anywhere can see lots of butterflies and different birds.
Ah,
So,
I
March and April is the best time.
and
I got a question. What happens if I go to India and I only know Spanish and English? Would I have some language barrier with people from India, or they will understand my English perhaps in some parts
well,
of India?
actually, Steele, do you know what the national language of India is?
Nope.
It's English.
You're kidding me.
I'm not kidding you. 100% serious.
But why do they have that accent?
They have a national language, but there's a couple states where they refuse to speak it. So
Oh, okay.
English is truly the only national language for India, right, Rohit?
Yeah.
Was it like that from the beginning?
No,
Didn't switch into
no.
the English language?
The national language is Hindi here, but yes, majority of people speak English. Yes.
But like there's two or three states that refuse to speak Hindi, right?
Uh-huh. But national language is Hindi.
Yeah, officially.
Oh, mhm. I knew it was in English.
Yeah, they'll have an accent, but I mean, even like in Spain when I was there, and this was 25 years ago. I could speak English most anywhere. Um, I spoke to one person in Northwest Spain that I swear did not speak Spanish. My Spanish wasn't that bad, and I did talk to one lady. She was older. She was dressed completely in black, head to foot. Um, and
Okay, I think.
I swear she did not speak Spanish.
Okay, guys, I just invited my girlfriend, so I think she's
Ah,
coming.
really? Cool.
Yeah, probably in 1 minute she'll be here. She told me that he would just come here to say hello and bye.
¿Y cómo
She's
se
kind
llama
of
It is time
uh,
este,
to
este
it is
she's
time
contacto?
to
Patty.
go to office. It is
She's Patty.
approx quarter past 10, so I have to go for my office now.
Oh, okay.
You're
Yeah,
leaving? Oh, come
yeah.
on.
I had to leave actually. Yeah, it's my office time now.
Oh,
Okay.
and
Can you just wait for a minute?
I'm not on screen.
Okay.
There we
See you
go.
soon. See you soon in Rishikesh then.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your travel tips. That stuff is thank you, thank you, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for all the advices, man.
Yeah. And very soon I'll see you in Rishikesh then.
Yeah, let's go have dinner, and we could yeah, we can spend a week over there hiking and stuff. That sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pleasure to talk to you guys. Okay.
I do
Cool.
it.
Connect you soon.
Cheers.
See you, man. See you, man.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
God bless you. The one you believe.
Yeah, we didn't ask what his religion is. India's got lots of religions too. Malaysia's kind of interesting that way. I
I
mentioned
didn't want to ask him about religion.
really.
No, I didn't.
How is
Uh,
how is
I,
Peru? I mean, it's primarily Catholic. I'm sure, but
yeah, it is. It is.
I mean, the people that speak Quechua, what religion do they follow normally?
Well, Quechua comes from people that lives in the highlands, and in the highlands, this kind of part of our history is that we got here the Incas. Have you ever heard about Incas?
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
definitely.
well, it happens that Incas used to believe in God, but this God were the sun. So they believe in the sun
Okay.
and kind of nature, the sun, the moon, stuff like that. Some things that they can see, you know,
Yep.
despite other gods.
I can relate to stuff you can see. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It helps. It gets more credibility. And so I think people that speak Quechua probably they got their own gods, but they're probably the air, the sun,
Mm.
the rain. I
Now,
don't think they give it a name.
I'm not sure. Maybe it was you. I forget who I was talking to that said that Quechua. There's like 10 or 12 different
Yeah,
flavors
yeah,
of,
kind of.
and I think
Yes,
it
yes.
seems
That
like
was.
it's because I mean the country is mountainous, so physically it was hard for people to go and talk to the other groups of people, right? So
Yeah,
the language sort of developed on its own in different places.
yeah. At the beginning, I thought that by learning Quechua, I will be able to talk with any person that speaks Quechua all around my country. But when I looked for the information about Quechua, I found out that there's actually 12 kind of Quechua. So I was like, so if I study this kind of Quechua, I'll be able to speak Quechua in this part of the territory of Peru. And what about the rest?
Yeah,
No, in this place, they speak this kind of Quechua, which is kind of different. And
but
I was curious, how many Quechuas do I have to study
I'm very
to
curious though
travel all
because
around my, yeah.
the one thing I realized, I mean, I speak a bit of Bahasa, and I was in a group the other day, and it's all people in Indonesia. I'm in Malaysia, so Bahasa Malaysia and Bahasa Indonesia, they're basically dialects. So when I pronounce Malaysian things, Indonesians will usually understand. Their words are a bit different. Their pronunciation's a little different. But they've got like 3 or 4 guys in this group that are like radio announcers. I mean, these guys are like professionals. And
Okay.
they were reading this text, and I'm like, what's the text? Let me try it. And I read it, and I mean, I actually didn't do too bad. And it's really, I mean, it's really because I've been here for 15 or 16 years, and I've been listening. You know, I've been hearing
Wow.
Bahasa so long. I can pronounce it. Like there were a couple of words I stumbled on really badly because I'd never seen the words before. But I would say I sort of understood what I was reading, maybe 60%. But it seemed like I actually pronounced it decently. And I really think it's because I've listened enough. You know, there's been enough television, enough radio, enough. You know, I've seen and listened to it enough. I've sit around, you know, holidays. I'm sitting
Yeah.
with the family, and they're all speaking Bahasa. I don't know what they're saying, but my ears are absorbing it. You know.
Yeah, they're getting accustomed to Bahasa language.
So I'm curious if if you picked one of the versions of Quechua, how some people want to understand, right? And some people want you to speak properly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you're talking to somebody that wants to understand, like how much Portuguese do you understand? Not so much, right?
I can't say an amount of words because our languages are quite the same. I know there are some pronunciation fads which we can have some differences, but
Okay.
in general, I can understand someone from Brazil or Portugal.
Okay. So let's give this a shot. Probamos un poco. Voy a hablar
Probamos un poco.
portugués. A ver si me puedes entender.
Vas a hablar. Ok.
Okay.
Está bien. Dale, adelante.
Você, como se chama?
Me llamo Steve.
Muito bem. E quantos anos tem você?
Tengo 25 años, o años, si quieres pronunciación en portugués.
25 anos. Muito bem. É estudante? O que faz você?
No estudio, trabajo.
Trabalho.
¿Ves? Te dije, o sea, se puede entender porque solo varía un poco, pero es casi igual. O sea.
Sí, y depende en las personas. Hay personas que pueden entender y otras personas que no. Que yo muchas veces, hace 20 años, para mí, quería que la gente hable bien al inglés. Y ahora, después de 20 años fuera de Estados Unidos, sí, entiendo mejor a diferentes estilos de inglés. Some people want to understand. Some people, and it's surprising for me. Sometimes somebody says something that's just a little bit off, and I'm completely lost. And other times, like they're completely off, and I understand them perfectly. So it's
you're out of practice in English. Is that what you mean?
That is partly true. Partly, I have trouble like expressing myself the way I used to in English because I've spent so long outside of the US. No, what I mean is sometimes like people they'll say something and it's completely wrong, but I understand. Other times they're so close, but like they say he blah 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 and then she, and I'm like, oh, I'm lost. Are you talking about Steve, or is there some girl here now? What what are we talking about? And it's crazy. It's crazy how sensitive we can be to just little changes. Even if you want to understand somebody, it can be hard. It can be really hard. All you got to do is say guapo instead of guapa, and you might completely go, okay, start over. What?
Yeah, but I don't know. I've never been in a different country in which I had to speak another language. I've been in Chile, in Argentina and Colombia, but
Okay.
I mean we speak Spanish.
Yeah.
In Chile, it's a little bit different. They have kind of an accent and they change some words, but it's kind of the same of Portuguese.
You see Chile as being more of a difference than Argentina?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see. Wow. Okay. Well, maybe that's why there was a lady that I met that was from Chile, and she'd like, I'm like, can we have a phone call? She's like, well, yeah, as long as we speak English. And I'm like, I speak Spanish. She's like, no, we speak English or we don't talk. So maybe
You couldn't understand it's Spanish? Her Spanish?
I've listened to
Or
a
what?
couple. I've listened to a couple like recorded webinars that she had, and I was okay. It seemed okay to me. I think Argentinians are more difficult to understand personally, but I haven't
Oh, seriously?
I haven't spent that much time talking to either group though. I've got very limited experience talking with people from Chile and talking to people from Argentina.
Yeah, it's quite difficult for. I think it's more difficult for a Chilean to get accustomed to a normal Spanish
Mm,
because they
normal,
tend to change. Yeah, I mean,
normal Spanish.
our official Spanish is not the one they speak. For example, for example, in Spanish we say "Cómo estás," which means "How are you?" and and in Chile they might say, or you might hear "¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está?"
Okay.
And they speak very very fast, and they use some words that are not common for us, are not common for Peruvians, for Colombian, Venezuela.
Okay. Well,
Those words are not common for us.
just from that little bit you just said, I think the person I was speaking with or listening to, she had a huge following on Twitter.
Okay.
She had a whole, she had a whole English world that she was part of. I think she probably had modified her Spanish by the time I listened to her.
Oh yeah.
She wasn't that difficult to understand. I think she probably had modified her Spanish to sound more like other people.
No, a typical Spanish.
More normal.
Yeah, have sense. The thing is that Argentinians and Chileans, it's it's very rare that they lost their accent.
Mm.
It's like asking an American who went to a different country that they try to speak English without his or her original accent, regardless, the city they came from.
Mm. There are some people that are actually able to modify their accent like just immediately.
Yeah.
I just ran into somebody doing that with Bahasa Indonesia the other day. When I was reading the text in Bahasa, there was another guy in that group that I was in, and like he read some stuff, And then he did it again, but he did it sort of imitating the way an American normally speaks the Bahasa Indonesia language. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. I can't do that. I can't do accents like that. Ni Contreras.
Nico. Someone join us.
Ok,
I was trying to say,
logré entrar, pero entré con tu cuenta
Ah,
de Google.
¿qué idioma está falando?
español.
¿Qué?
¿En cuál idioma está falando?
Ella está hablando en español.
No, no sé porque yo creí que tenía mi... Ahora la saco luego.
Hay dos. ¿Cuántas personas hay allí? Dos personas.
Sí, le está diciendo que ella logueó en Google Hangouts con su cuenta y no con la de ella. It's just a matter of logins.
Nico, ¿cómo te llamas?
My name is Patricia.
Hi, Patricia. Y Nico...
Is my best friend.
Oh, okay.
She's on my
she?
side.
Okay. Y no podemos verte.
Nope.
Oh, hombre, por favor.
Eventualmente.
Sois malas. ¿Dónde estáis?
¿Y el otro?
Es un señor con el que Jim practica inglés.
¿Dónde estáis? ¿Argentina?
No. They're in Costa Rica.
Ah. Okay.
Es un 5.
Sí.
Bueno, mucho gusto.
Igualmente.
Come on, team, don't be shy.
Sois bastantes jóvenes, ¿no?
Pero, o sea, look the face. O sea.
Yeah, very shy.
Un poco. Ok. Hello.
And how is your English?
Pésimo.
Actually, she's looking forward to learn some English with us, but you don't mind if we invite her a couple of times in the future?
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea is to help people get better at English.
Yeah, sure.
For sure. So, Patricia.
Yep.
Bueno, en primera vez, tienes que no decirte a ti mismo que hablas pésima. ¿Okay?
Ok.
Estás aprendiendo, estás mejorándote, lento, pero sí, mejorando. ¿Ok?
Ok.
Porque cuando hablas, oyes lo que dices y tu mente lo toma como mandato.
¿Mandato?
Okay? Sí, tu mente.
Like an order.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seriously.
Okay.
Your brain will make your reality match what you tell it. You tell it, I suck at English. Okay. You suck at English. Okay. Seriously.
Ese video es correcto.
I think English is one of the easiest languages to learn. The matter with English is that not many people tried it.
I think people are afraid of
just come out with I'm bad at it. afraid of talking in English. And,
I think people are afraid of language. Yeah.
I'm not afraid of language, but I try to select the one I enjoy the most by talking.
Well, your history is a little different. You pick things up. How much you actually watched anime in Japanese, and how you were? I'm sure you started understanding it after. I mean, it took 30 days, but you started understanding, right?
Yeah, sure.
And it's
not a whole sentence, but I try to figure out what they were saying by looking also at the actions that they were performing at the time.
You got a bit of the pattern. I mean,
yeah,
it's different, but I had some of the same experience with my computer things. I mean, I was in computers. I was on Unix and Linux systems, and like I would get on a computer and I'd just go look through the log files, and I didn't know shit about the computer system I was on, right? But I'd read the logs and I'd be like, oh, that's a problem, and that's
did you study computer science, don't you?
Computer science and Spanish.
Okay. Computer science and Spanish. Do you know what Patty is studying? Patty is a short abbreviation for Patricia.
Okay.
I would like calling her Patricia, so I call just her Patty.
Patty, okay. And in English, for me, that's Patty. Okay, yes.
Yeah, Patty.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
No. ¿Qué estudias, Patricia?
Medicina.
Medicina.
I'm a student.
Okay. ¿Y cuánto, allí en tu país, cuántos años son esa carrera?
6.
6. ¿Y ya todavía cuánto más tienes?
5. Son 5 años.
Oh. Apenas empiezas.
No.
Nope.
You got it wrong. She's been studying medicine for about 5 years, so she's about a year to finish.
Okay. Did I ask her incorrectly?
Sí.
Really?
Debiste haberle preguntado cuánto tiempo llevas estudiando medicina.
Okay.
No problem. No big deal.
Thank you. Well, and see, that's a difference between saying shit right and communicating. Because I would have realized, right? It would have taken me 30 seconds to realize. ¿Me entiendes, Patricia?
Sorry, what?
¿Me entiendes en inglés? ¿Más o menos o no? Como
más o menos.
Sí.
I can't translate, perhaps.
Yeah, I know. You can. But
okay. ¿En qué idioma estudias medicina en Costa Rica?
Español.
Español. Las conferencias después van a ser en inglés, ¿no?
Conferencias, artículos, libros.
Sí.
Todo.
Okay.
Oh, you're familiar with medicine.
Well, I mean, civil engineering, medicine, most anything, the international, I mean, some of it's in French, some is in Russian, some is in Chinese, but international, it's English usually.
Yeah.
Gracias, Patricia.
¿Por?
¿Cómo te sientes ahora?
Bien.
¿Nerviosa?
No.
No. Oh, muy bien. Qué bien. No. Okay. Cool.
Pati, ¿tú no tienes curiosidad de preguntarle algo a nuestro amigo Tim?
Eso.
Claro. Pregúntale lo que quieras saber.
En portugués.
No. No sé, ¿qué haces? ¿Qué te dedicas?
Ahora, quiero enseñar idiomas por el internet.
¿Cuántos idiomas dominas?
Inglés, español, portugués.
Bahasa.
Un poquillo de Bahasa. Parece que puedo leer bastante bien. No entiendo mucho. ¿Y tú?
I speak Spanish. I can read in English, but I can't to talk. Well, más o menos.
Okay.
Intento.
So
What does?
if I'm in
No,
the
go ahead.
hospital, if I'm in the hospital in Costa Rica and I'm American, am I just screwed, or can I get help in English?
Tradúceme. Me perdí.
No. ¿Tú?
Figure it out.
Cállate, tú. Patricia.
Okay, repeat me, please.
You can do this.
Repeat me, please.
You can do this. So I'm American. Yeah, thank you, Steele. I'm in the hospital. I'm American. I'm sick. Can I get help in English in Costa Rica?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Too many doctors. Oh fuck!
Did you hear carefully that she pronounced fuck really quite well pronounced?
She did that very well. Yeah.
Yeah, she did that very well. You know.
Yeah, I'm
dirty words are the easiest one to learn how to pronounce.
Yep.
Bueno.
Patty.
But see, I mean, look at her eyes though. She's not afraid. This is awesome. I talk to people here in Malaysia, and seriously, watch their eyes, and they start squinting, they start blinking their eye. They get afraid. They really do. If I speak English. Paddy, estás bien. No te asustes por nada. Qué bien.
Ok, Patty, creo que lo que Tim trataba de decirte era que si él era un ciudadano americano y estaba en Costa Rica, no, o sea, ¿cómo él puede recibir atención médica en inglés? O sea, hay doctores que lo pueden atender a él.
No entendí lo que él me dijo. O sea, yo lo que quería intentar decir es que sí, que hay muchos médicos acá que saben hablar inglés, muchos de mis compañeros.
No, sí, eso sí, pero ¿cómo un médico le ofrecería ayuda en inglés? Es lo que... No sé si se entiende.
No entiendo la pregunta en sí, o sea, nosotros no vamos a ofrecer ayuda, él va a llegar buscando un servicio.
Puede ser, bueno, sí, pero si está desmayado o algo así y es un ciudadano americano, bueno, claro, no va a entender.
I think it might be difficult. Yeah, I think I might find it a little difficult to be in Costa Rica not speaking.
Did you get the whole idea?
No sé, o sea, el idioma natal de acá no es inglés, es español, pero sí se le puede brindar ayuda porque sí le entenderían.
Ajá. Sí, eso creo que sí quedó claro. Solo pues, queremos saber qué se le diría. Estoy un poco curioso de eso, pero bueno, eso no importa.
You're even more difficult than I am. My gosh, thank you for helping.
I got fluent Spanish.
But you're willing to ask her that question and that detail on a video.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was wondering, I was figuring out the scenario for example, let's say you're my friend and we're in Costa Rica and you got lost.
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about you, and probably you got sick or you faint, and so you need medical assistance. And there is a Costa Rican doctor comes to you and how he will ask what is wrong with you, or Patty said that he will be able to understand because many doctors manage the language in English, so you wouldn't get any trouble by communicating with the doctor and explaining your symptoms.
I'm just searching right now. I'm sort of curious the size and the population of Costa Rica. So compared to
You always do
Malaysia,
that.
It's interesting. Was it Peru I looked up the other day? I looked up some country the other day and I was like, oh my gosh.
India. Do you remember when you look for the India?
Well, India is huge. No, I don't remember looking at
That's huge.
But what was I don't know if I looked up Venezuela or Peru or something in South America, and it was like 4 times bigger than Malaysia. And I was shocked. Costa Rica is 1/6 of the size of Malaysia. So it's smaller. That makes sense to me.
Little.
Yeah. ¿Cuánta gente vive en Costa Rica?
Como más de...
¿Tú sabes, Pati, cuánta gente vive en Costa Rica? La población, iba a decir population.
no somos muchos. No tengo idea. Sí.
Google dice
millones.
5 millones.
Como 5 millones, quizás un poco más.
Yeah.
Okay.
¿Y Perú? ¿Sabes? ¿Sabes?
If I'm not wrong, it is 32, 33 million.
Google says 31.8.
Well, Google is knowledgeable.
Google's pretty smart.
Yes.
We can argue, but we're not going to win. I thought Malaysia was 28 million, so I wonder if this has been updated. This says 31.2, and Peru 31.8, so almost identical.
Yeah.
And what's the size of Peru?
But I work closer than Patty.
I live in Malaysia. Yeah.
Tim vive en Malasia. ¿Sabes cuánto tiempo lleva viviendo Tim en Malasia?
How?
Acaba de enterarse de que estoy en Malasia.
Yeah, I was asking her did she know how much time do you live there?
Peru is like 4 times the size of Malaysia. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Averigua, Patricia, averigua. ¿Cuánto tiempo lleva aquí?
Tell me.
Averigua. Debo decir averigüe, ¿ya?
Yeah, you can tell me how many time Tim
has been living?
Yeah.
It's almost 16 years now.
Yes.
16. Oh my God.
And that's one of those people generally in Malaysia, and I assume in Indonesia also, because of their language, they don't actually differentiate between 16 and 60, 12 and 20. So
of course there is a difference.
You guys understood that properly, and you're actually pronouncing it. Steele, you're pronouncing it properly. Patricia, no lo sé, pero entiendes. It's hard a lot of times to understand. It's hard to understand things, and if you can't hear something, it's pretty hard to pronounce it. When I lived in Spain, I would say I got there in August, and it was Easter break. It was March, and I don't think I improved my pronunciation at all. And I had taken my bicycle from Madrid over to Lisbon, and I rode down the coast of Portugal and back. ¿Por qué te ríes? And I got back into Spain, and I got to
Cool.
Huelva. And okay, sigue. ¿Qué quieres decir?
No, es culpa de
What do you
él.
mean? What do you mean? Me?
No,
Or
she's smiling for some reason.
I don't know. She probably is reminiscing a joke.
Dinos.
Yeah, tell us. Share the joke.
The guilty of my smile is still.
Oh, qué bien.
Glad I didn't do anything.
Eres
Can you
tú.
read your message in Facebook?
Oh,
Qué mono.
okay.
Qué mono.
She sent me a message through Facebook. Uh, she was she was commenting me. You're enjoying watching me nervous because I'm nervous, and I'm not enjoying this. I'm glad you'll be here.
No
I'm glad you'll be
comment.
here.
No comment.
No.
I will not agree or deny the accusation. But what was I talking about? So
I forgot it.
I rode my bicycle from Lisbon down the coast and back into Spain, and my God, the food, the whole experience in Portugal was just awesome. And I met some people in Spain, and I actually, school started again, right? Easter break finished. I was still in southern Spain. I was still in Huelva in southern Spain, and I stayed there for a week. 3 or 4 days later, it was I met a couple, right? They were dating, and Nuria and Iñaki. And Iñaki had a karate tournament, and he'd been studying karate on his own for like 2 years. So we went to this tournament, and it was 2 or 3 hours drive. I mean, it was a pretty far distance. And at some,
do you like the competition of karate?
I've never participated, but I mean, yeah, Karate Kid and that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool to. I mean, Iñaki in particular, he had studied on his own. So the way he studied, when he punched,
okay,
his punch was, you don't punch the surface. You punch 2 inches in, right? So like,
oh, I got it. Yeah.
His first match at the tournament, he injured a guy because he went 2 inches in, right?
Okay.
But at some point, Iñaki started imitating what I was saying, and he was imitating me. He wasn't exaggerating. He wasn't. I mean, he was mimicking me like a parrot. He was imitating me perfectly.
Okay.
When I would say stuff, I couldn't hear my mistakes. But when Iñaki said it, I was like, that's no, that's wrong. That's, so that was when.
But it was actually the way you speak, right?
He was repeating what I said. I couldn't hear myself.
Mm.
But when he said it, it's like, no, that's wrong. Your mouth, your sound, it's just wrong. So from March until the end of the school year, in 2 months, my English actually, my Spanish improved. I started actually hearing myself. Patricia, ¿me entiendes o no?
No.
Demasiado rápido.
Yo voy a hacer un resumen rápido.
Pero no, primero.
Okay.
¿Qué dije? entiende. Ella entiende. No entiende las detalles. Me entiende.
I, I, th- I
Seguro
think
que.
she could have understand, but probably she's kind of, stuck in other stuff,
Yeah,
and she
yeah,
probably
yeah.
wasn't paying too much attention to us.
Oh, you have her distracted. I get it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good.
Sorry.
¿Me
No
estabas
problem.
leyendo o no, Patricia?
I have to go to study.
Yeah, she got to study for the next one.
Yeah, I
Medicina.
have a test Friday, viernes.
Yeah, Friday.
Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too much.
Y tú, acabo de hablar con otra estudiante de medicina hace como 4 días y me decía que duerme como 4 días al día, 4 horas al día. ¿Y tú?
Okay, cuando es, okay, I try to say
Say
it in Spanish, in English.
Cool.
I try.
Cool, go ahead.
When I have test, I sleep 2 hours in per day, 6 per week.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Is that a good idea for a normal human?
it's for 1 or 2 weeks. The body resists.
Just. You hear that? It's just for 1-2 weeks. Oh my god.
Yeah, just 1 or 2 weeks. Well, here's my thing.
Luego de eso muero.
Please don't. I need a doctor when I end up in Costa Rica. So my thing, my wife.
You said my thing.
What's that?
You said my thing instead of your wife. You did it. You said my thing, and then you said, "Oh, sorry, my wife."
Yeah.
Maybe I did. I'll go listen. I'll go listen to the audio. Yeah, that would be bad. My wife has got like a demanding job, and she's changed jobs recently. What I've noticed is when she's motivated, 4 hours of sleep, no problem. 2 hours of sleep, no problem. There's times though when she's not motivated and she can sleep 8 hours and she's still just exhausted, wiped out, dead. It's all motivation. It's not the hours. It's if you're motivated, sleep doesn't matter.
Yes. I've been through it.
¿Me entiendes? ¿Me sigues o no? Más o menos. Okay. Me prestas atención ahora. Okay. Gracias. Suerte.
Thank you.
Me olvidé. De lo que estábamos hablando Tim y yo, era de que Tim me estaba comentando de que cuando él estaba estudiando en España, él conocía a un amigo que se llamaba Iñaki y a otra persona. Entonces Iñaki parece que lo invitó a una competición de karate. Y cuando parece que le tocó competir a Iñaki, pues por lo que me comenta Tim, ellos tienen que no hacer contacto físico al golpearse, sino que dejar un breve espacio entre el puño y la cara o la parte que sea que intente golpear. Pero parece que Iñaki a la primera no pudo y lo golpeó. Bueno, es lo que yo entendí. Y luego, cuando ya estuvieron de vuelta, Iñaki hubo momentos en que empezó a imitarlo imitar el modo en que hablaba y, o sea, los
Como un
modismos que
loro.
le hacía hablar. Sí, como un loro. Y eso era todo. Si
Al
te
final,
interrumpimos, puedes ir a estudiar, Patricia, no hay problema.
al final del año había 2 o 3 personas en particular que no habían mejorado su entonación, su pronunciación. Y yo sí,
Ajá.
después de hablar con Iñaki, estaba mejorando poco a poco, pero sí. Podía oírme a mí mismo un poco y sí, es bien difícil oír lo que dices para
Sí,
pronunciarlo mejor.
sí.
Thank you, Patricia.
You're welcome. Ok, tengo que ir a estudiar.
Muchas gracias por venir. Estudia mucho.
Es muy
Ujú.
guapa. Good for you,
Gracias.
CL. Good for you. Good job.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Tim.
You've done well.
Just without any makeup.
Oh, so yeah, please send me some photos. Píntate algo una vez y dame algunas fotos.
I saw that she can look better. Way too better.
She's fine. Doesn't need to look any better.
Yeah.
Well, medical students. Did you hear? Did I tell you this story the other day? As a student in the university, I had
Okay.
a sales job, and there were like a whole group of us, and we'd go to another state, and we were like knocking on doors, doing door-to-door sales, selling books.
I think you mentioned something about it, but
Yeah, okay.
I don't remember it as well.
And then the people that did well at the sales job, we actually won a trip to Mexico. So we went to like Puerto Vallarta or one of those other cities like that, Cozumel or something. And
And you
while
were studying Spanish.
I was actually studying Spanish already at that point.
And so that was a nice coincidence.
Oh, it was really cool. Most of the people though didn't know any Spanish at all. We were just Americans traveling to Mexico, spring break.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing was there were medicine students and veterinary students. Both of those two, those guys were in Mexico, and I was having trouble. I was having trouble finding enough time to write my mother a postcard. And medical students and veterinary students, they were like studying an hour or 2 hours every day. And I had trouble finding 3 minutes to write a postcard to my mother. So I've always been very impressed by students of veterinary science.
Yes.
Their studies are so brutal. It's crazy.
Tough. They're tough. It's tough. The whole career is tough.
Yeah.
They got a lot of tests. They have rotations at healthcare places.
I've got Patricia is now the third person I know who's in medicine. There's two people I know. One is in her practicals, so she's like in the hospital, rotating between departments. Another student in Mexico is still studying, and so now Patricia. So she's got another year of actual school before internship.
Not much confident with that information, but she told me that she's 1 year about to finish his whole career. She's going to the next year. She's going to do something called seminario.
Okay.
And after that, she's done. No, she'll be graduated, and she'll be able to work in a hospital or look for a specialization in medicine, whatever the specialization she takes.
So I wonder. It sounds like maybe seminario would be the internship type thing. So it might be practical experience in a hospital or in a clinic or something like that.
Yeah. And well, and as we met on the internet, it's quite, it's quite difficult to be in touch every day. But we usually talk by messenger, phone calls, video calls, and stuff like that. But I've met her for about, I don't know, 5 years.
Oh wow, cool.
We started being friends, and we had a very good relationship being friends. And well, the thing is that we plan to when she graduates from the university and the career of medicine, and I'll be buying a ticket to fly to Costa Rica, and hug her and say congratulations, you did it, and stuff like that, and finally meet her, in person, personally, face to face.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I hope I wasn't too difficult.
Yeah.
There people here, seriously, in Malaysia, they seem so afraid to try to speak English, and I think a lot of it is called a kind of a cultural thing. They just seem so embarrassed if they're not able to speak well, and
Yeah.
I don't get that from you guys in Latin America. It's like, okay, I made a mistake. Okay, let's, I think you guys, you focus more on communicating, and here they seem to focus more on like getting it right, school type things, and
Yes.
it's sad. I feel bad for them. It's like, we're not in
Other
school.
people,
We're communicating.
yeah, other people concerned more about don't screwing out things, by talking, and
Yeah, that's
they're just
school.
afraid of, yeah, they're just afraid to screw things up. And at the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I tend to be quiet at classes. You
Mm,
know, I tend to be totally quiet. I just talk when I have to talk, when I had to talk. And I remember a teacher of mine at that time told me, still don't worry. That's my job. I'm here for that. If you commit a mistake, let me help you. Let me correct you. Let me show you the correct way to speak or pronounce or to do something. Because if you are afraid to make mistakes right now, when it's the time for you to learn,
mm.
what's going to happen
In the
when that
real
time is
world.
over?
Yeah.
And what is going to happen when that time is over? When we are going to have perhaps a test? I won't allow you to ask anything because you are on a test, and in tests, I'm not allowed to tell you anything. So this is the time that you have to commit mistakes,
Yeah.
because when the exam comes, you will regret this. You will regret not to have made mistakes and learn, because you came here to learn. That's what she told me, and after that, oh my God, my whole way of thinking changed.
Mm.
And yeah.
It's huge. Yeah, that's huge. There's a guy I met, probably it's probably been 3 months now. He's from Sudan, and his English is actually quite good. But
Okay.
when I first talked with him, he told me that he'd try to talk with somebody, and he'd get stuck. He'd talk for maybe a minute, and he'd freeze. He'd talk for a minute and a half, and he'd get stuck. He couldn't go on. And I talked to him for a while, and gave him a few different ideas. But he said the one thing that made a huge difference for him, huge. I'm like, just communicate. Um, you have an idea in your head, and you want the other person to understand your idea. Just communicate it. And you're using English. Okay, so good or bad, use the English you've got. Communicate the idea. And he said that was huge for him. Now there's he's on there's a couple groups that I know he's in, and he's a guy organizing debates, every day at 4:00 European time for him, 4:00 in Sudan. It's like, okay, debate time. Here's our topic today. Talk about, whatever, did America actually make it to the moon? Yes or no? Was that fake?
Fake. I would say fake.
Trump is like the worst thing that could happen to the entire universe right now. True or false, And, it's like, it's so cool. But he says the big thing was what you just talked about. He was worried about, oh, is this right? Is this wrong? There's times when I talk to people and I can seriously, I can see it in their eyes and I can note it. I know that they're calculating, they're translating, they're figuring out the tenses, so
Yes.
they're speaking slowly and they're being careful and they're not thinking in English. And then there's other people. There are a couple of people I know that they happen to be from Indonesia. They speak really slowly. And this guy in Sudan, same thing. He speaks really slowly. But these guys there's two people I know in Indonesia, one guy, one girl, and they speak slowly, but I don't see the evidence of them calculating, right? They just speak slowly and kind of it's
They're
kind
just
of
being themselves. They're just being themselves, and they
yeah.
just speak the English that fluents on his mind, and they just let the words out.
And then there's other people that try to speak really quickly, and I'm like, be more like these guys that are slow. Being slow doesn't mean there's anything wrong with your language, and it gives you more time to think. If you are
Yes.
calculating, if you're translating, speak slower. You got more time to calculate.
Yeah. I only make sure that I'm writing, with good grammar by texting friends or in certain groups. Those are the only times in which I make sure of what I'm writing. Because when I have to speak, I just let my mind go, I just open my mouth and the words come out.
If you make a mistake when you're writing, do you correct yourself?
I tend not to do it, but if I'm in an English group in which I know that probably someone else is gonna take me wrong and think that what I wrote is the correct way to write it, I instantly correct myself because I don't want any other guy to commit my own mistake. Perhaps if I'm in a group of native speakers, I wouldn't do that because everybody would know if it was a mistake of typing fast, something like that. So you know how.
I tend to like understand. I overlook a whole lot of mistakes that people make because I'm worried about I'm worried about communication. So I can be a grammar Nazi. I can, but like it's like when I do that, it's like, okay, I'll go complain about everything anybody says for 2 minutes, and then I stop because it's like it's just too much.
Yeah.
It's like enough,
Too much.
enough.
It is not like finding a really grammar mistake by 30 minutes. It's like in every sentence that they send, there's always gonna be a little mistake, something in grammar they're not correct, wrong tenses and stuff like that.
Even Americans, I would say 50% Americans, even if you like held a gun to their head, they don't know grammar. They don't, so to get an American to actually say things properly. I mean, the other day, I've got a friend in Brazil, and anytime he realizes he's made a mistake, he always corrects himself. He doesn't care. He always corrects himself. He was arguing with me about the grammar of he used to or she used to and stuff the other day, and I'm like, I don't care, and he wanted to argue.
Okay.
I think he was right. I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it,
because most native speakers do not care about grammar when they're in a group of native speakers. I mean, they tend to write like abbreviations, words that sound, for example, how are you, how, the letter R, and then the letter U. For tonight, number two, and then NITE, and stuff like that,
even if,
slangs.
even if they're spelling the whole thing out, the majority of Americans don't know grammar, the English grammar, very well. I mean, you as a Spanish speaker, you probably do not
Mhm.
know Spanish grammar that well. You can talk just fine. When I say something wrong, you're like, "Oh, that's wrong." Why? I don't know. It's wrong.
I, I was a good student at what was the assignment for lenguaje, lenguaje. That was the assignment in my high school for Spanish, like lenguaje. And there we learned what about, I mean, I wouldn't say I don't know anything about grammar in Spanish. I'm very much confident with the grammar in Spanish. I'm a Spanish Nazi. I mean, I can correct every
Oh,
mistake in
cool. Okay.
Spanish. Yeah, I can correct every mistake in Spanish, even if it's written or by talking, because I do remember. And after going to, after going for English language, and I was in a photo, and it was kind of a public chat in which many people gathered there to talk about their stuff, and there was kind of it makes a trend to correct, because everyone has to write correctly, you know points, periods, punctuations, capital letters. And
Oh, that.
so I did also learn and remember more of the stuff that I studied in high school. So I do remember Spanish grammar.
Okay. That's not very common.
I,
I mean, actually, I mean, you're saying you remember the grammar. My assertion is most people in France never learned French grammar. Most people in Peru never learn Spanish grammar. Most people in America don't actually learn English American grammar.
yeah, that
So
have sense.
for them to remember it, they never learned it. There's no way they can remember it. Most people, 50%, 80%.
Also, we gotta take into consideration that not many people have, the opportunity to go to schools. There are
Mm.
many children that do not go to school throughout all his lives, throughout all their lives, because they have some economic problems, or probably the area in they were, you know, in that they grew up, there wasn't any school at all. Some people in the highlands. Now it's quite difficult for some other people to get access to a qualified education. So for that reason, not many people is able to be familiar with grammar, even if they can speak it because they hear it all day,
Yeah.
as their parents were taught to. And yes, they probably just only learned how to speak it, but they don't have any clue about how to write. And that could happen here in Peru, in Brazil, and around the world.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a good point. It seems crazy, I think, to Americans what you just said, but it's a reality. There are a lot of places, and including some places in America, like, um, you know, I don't want to like say bad things about different parts of America, but like the Appalachian Mountains is an example. Um, Alabama and Georgia might be an example. There are people in the countrysides that may be experiencing what you just described. They don't.
Yeah,
for economics, for all kinds of reasons, they don't either have access to or they're not allowed to actually go attend school. So the thing I find interesting though is I've run into some people online, like I've run into a couple people that, like one guy was a farmer in India, and he actually said he didn't get a lot of school, but he spoke fine, you know. And I talked to him a little bit, and like he's planning on having an empire. I mean, this guy's going for it. It's cool. Some people let a lack of school get in their way. I mean, we can all have excuses, or we can succeed. You know, we've got an awful lot of ability to change the course of our lives by making some choices. It's incredible.
Yeah. You know, there are some people that have the opportunity to go to school, to go to college, and you know, and they just they didn't take these opportunities because, you know, they prefer parties, they prefer friendships, they prefer, you know, whatever else, and they didn't take the time to think, oh my God, this is something that some people don't have frequently. I mean, these are rarely opportunities for others, and I do have the opportunity to study, to get a degree, to graduate, to get graduated from one career, and you know, and just threw it around. I don't know. There are talented people that will take advantage of these opportunities, and there are others that just don't give a fuck.
I don't know why, but what you just said makes me think about the fact that Patricia joined us a while ago. She's probably been studying now, and we're just sitting here talking.
She had a hard time. I mean, it wasn't that easy for her to study medicine. I mean, she grew up as a poor family.
Actually, you know, I haven't read that many biographies, but it seems that from the few people that I've looked at that are really successful, if you got an easy life, you're probably not going to succeed. You actually need a hard life in order to end up being highly successful, because you get used to, oh, more crap, and another day, okay, more crap, okay, no problem. more crap, you know. It's
crap.
Yeah, I mean, if you have an easy life and then crap comes along, you're like, oh crap, you know, you get stuck.
Yeah, I mean, if you got everything, life doesn't represent a challenge for you. So you could even care less about the rest of the world. Just live.
But when a challenge comes along at that point, then you're not capable. You're not so strong. You're not adaptable to overcome it. Is the difficulty. So it's crazy the you know, the history that a lot of people have got, and they're, I don't know, maybe they're president, right? Maybe they're an astronaut, maybe they are a doctor, and it's partly because of disadvantages that they're in the position they're in today.
Yeah, me too. Did you grow up in a poor family?
No, our family was pretty cool. I wouldn't say we're poor. We had a house in the countryside. My folks, I was born in 1968. They got the house in 1971, so they still live in the same house. You know, so that, I mean, that gives you an idea. A richer family would have changed houses. Our family stayed in the same house. My father started an electrical contracting business probably about the same time they got the house, you know?
So you didn't struggle I mean, in your childhood, because you
No,
got probably access to education, to a decent house,
we were in a
a
good
regular meal.
school district. Yep, we always had food. Yep,
Yeah.
clothes,
Mhm.
transportation. Yeah, life. It again. We didn't we didn't hop on an airplane and go fly over to France and have a vacation. Um, but yeah, we didn't suffer. We didn't suffer.
Okay. Okay. I got it.
How about you?
Well, I wouldn't say I grew up in a poor family. My parents did. My parents did it.
Yeah.
I know it's a story, but well, I didn't. I mean, I ever had access to education. I went to kindergarten, to elementary school, high school, and in college. So there was always, you know, something on the table to eat.
Mm,
Perhaps it wasn't something, um, how to say, an expensive food. I mean, no, I
not
wasn't that.
lobster every day.
Yeah, but I had something to eat always for lunch, for breakfast, and for dinner. So I can't complain about that.
Yeah,
And despite too many other of my neighbors that some of them couldn't, because our neighbor, yes, was kind of poor. But as the time passed, I mean, most of the families get along and they got they got some you know some upgrades in their economics. So now my neighbor is quite normal. We got a stable economic, and but I know, I mean, I know what is out of your home, sleeping on the street, because I did it once when I fought with my parents once, and I did
Oh,
I did it. Yes, I did. I wasn't afraid of that. I mean,
what? How old were you when you did that?
I was 14 years old.
Wow.
Yes, I argued a lot with my mom, and so I just I just ran out of the house, and I was totally sure I wasn't want to return to my house. I was way too angry to return to my house and said, so where should I go? And I knew that I couldn't go to any house of my friends because it
They
was
they call your mom
it
right
was
away.
no, no, because it was too late. It was like 12 p.m.
Oh,
And so I
12,
went to the
12,
shore
12 a.m.
because we live. No, I didn't call her. And I went to the shore because we live in the coast, near to the coast, very near to the coast. And near there was a kind of hotel, and outside the hotel was kind of a backyard.
Mm.
And I lay down there and I fell asleep. And I remember I woke up very early in the morning, and I immediately returned to my home.
Oh,
I was
okay.
hungry as
So
hell.
it was about 6 or 8 hours worth.
Yeah,
Okay, I
I
remember.
was hungry.
That reminds me, I forget which city was I in. I rode my bicycle through a good portion of Portugal and Spain while I was over there studying for a year. There was one night in particular, and I can't remember where I was, but I'd gone on the beach and I fell asleep, and I was so exhausted. When I woke up, they had one of those, you know, in Wisconsin, we had lawnmowers, right? They cut the grass. On
Okay.
in a beach town, they've got these things that like groom the sand on the beach. So
Oh,
they had this tractor thing that was grooming the beach. When I woke up and I looked, they had to drive all around to avoid hitting me. They groomed the whole beach, but they had to drive around, and I was sleeping. I didn't wake up. I
You
forget.
might have think you were a homeless.
I probably, yeah.
Yeah,
I can't remember which city that was in, but that was, I mean, I had some pretty cool life experiences. That
they
was
probably look
that
at
was
they probably look at you and say, "Oh
oh
gosh, look at this homeless man.
yeah,
Let him rest a little bit."
probably right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so they didn't bother you,
I was so
tell them
tired
to
that
move.
night. It was crazy.
That's a good one. Oh yeah, I could
Well, you
imagine
gotta,
myself too tired to get a sleep, man.
oh,
You know, the same.
that, yeah, I'm actually having that happen to myself now. I like now quite often I'm going like an Energizer bunny, and then I crash. I'll crash for like four. Like I slept 4 hours last night. I didn't get enough sleep. I woke up. I was tired, but it's like I'm going again. You know, I'm going again. I'm going.
Yes.
So I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna crash at 4 this afternoon. So well, dude, we got to do this again. But I think it's time to cut this call off. Pretty
Agree
much.
with you. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm agree with you.
this
Yeah,
was
because
cool.
it is cool, but it'd be more cool if we do this with more people, you know, but people
I
tend not to.
Yeah, I just need a bigger crowd. I mean, I can get 10 people on here, and it's a different dynamic. You know,
Yes, it's
people are fighting, going, I want to talk. Shut up so I can talk.
yeah, so we will need a host and then raise our hands like, may I talk?
It's interesting. In some crowds, it works just fine, and then other times, yeah, what you just said, it's like, oh,
Yeah,
your turn.
it's in some, yeah, you're right. In some crowds, it works out naturally. I mean, someone stops talking and then other begin talking.
Well, and
You know,
there's like a pause. There's a pause of like 2 seconds, and everybody's respectful.
yeah, everybody's respectfully don't interfere with every other one.
There's a couple people I know of that definitely, if you're having a conversation, you have trouble getting any chance to say anything, and um, it's just fun, you know. It's kind of fun.
I think up to 4 people, it's not that easy to to hold a conversation because if we're four, I think it's acceptable. I think we can get along with any any other we
There's no
can.
dead space. You don't need a
Yeah,
topic. You actually don't, because conversation just flows. Yeah.
yeah, we can have a good conversation if we're four, but up to five, I mean 6, 7, 8. Oh my God, I imagine to be kind of you know everyone talking and they never stop.
When I'm talking to like one person, I've sometimes people actually want to have like a topic, and I'm like, why? Let's just talk. Um, I have had a couple really slow conversations with one person, but I think it's actually more important when you've got 6 or 8 people to have a topic, so that things don't go. You know, if you don't have a
Yeah,
topic, things explode. It's like, no, I want to talk. No, I want to talk about that. What about
yeah. If
it's
you don't set up a topic with a crowd, yeah, they go about their ways. I mean, someone can talk about football, religion, politicians, and anecdotes and stuff like that, and you can't integrate, right? And you have to choose in which one you have to say a comment.
and if you talk the way that I like to talk, where it doesn't matter en qué idioma estás hablando, puedes cambiarte de idioma
Exactly.
every 10 words.
Uh
It gets awfully damn crazy. It does. Yeah. You need pick a topic, pick a language.
huh. So, well, I think we're done with this.
Yeah.
So, well,
Thank you.
I
This was
hope
good.
next time we can get more people in here.
Well, and maybe you've got some more people you can invite. I did not manage to invite anybody extra during the call, and you did. So You win that today. That was good.
My girlfriend told me that she would like to join us again. She
Cool.
said she told me that I wasn't ready for this, but
Well, the thing,
anyway,
for somebody like her, it's fear. It has nothing to do with language. For her, it was like, no, she wasn't afraid, but still at the same time, your brain is like, I haven't done this before. This is scary, you know? So
you know what is the thing with her is that she doesn't like English, but she has to study English because his career requires it.
okay. That's
So
like
that's the main, yeah, that's the main thing.
that's like me here with Bahasa and Bahasa Malaysia, Bahasa Indonesia. I'm in some groups. I'm in a couple of groups where like people spend half their day speaking Bahasa Malaysia, Bahasa Indonesia, Java. You know, there's like 200 languages in Indonesia, and then I'm there. So it's like I gotta absorb a bit of the Bahasa, or I'm not gonna know what the heck they're talking about. So
Yeah, like I give up. I give up with this language.
well, it's like partly it's like I give up, but partly it's like, okay, I've heard it long enough that okay, I understand. I sort of follow what you guys are talking about. You know,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I give up. I comply. I'll go ahead and participate. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I told her that perhaps I told her, look, if you may get a favorite singer that sings in English, you you must have to have, you know. And she told me, yes, I have my favorite singer, which is which one was? Well, it doesn't matter. And well, you can start by that. I mean, if you like her songs, try
And
to practice their
motivation,
songs. Yeah, that's
learning a
totally
language is
motivation.
probably half motivation. If you don't have a reason to study it, it's gonna die. It's gonna die. It's gonna like I had almost, I think I actually had 2.5 semesters of German in college. I can pretty much say hi, how are you, and that's about it now.
Yeah.
I had 2 semesters of Portuguese in college. People say I speak Portuguese really well. It's a contrast. It's a huge and it was all care factor. Portuguese was
Honestly, honestly, I haven't met too many people that native from America that can speak Spanish. And I mean, your Spanish is quite good. You need more practice, perhaps, because you have been living like 16 years in Malaysia. So,
yeah.
but you're a nice Spanish. I mean, people
My,
can understand me. I can understand you if you speak in Spanish. I can understand you.
my Portuguese is actually, my pronunciation apparently is even better than my Spanish pronunciation. My Spanish, I learned an awful lot of my Spanish when I didn't know how to pronounce it, where I couldn't hear myself. My Portuguese, I had actually already learned to hear myself better, and I had an awesome professor. So my Portuguese pronunciation is actually better than my Spanish. My vocabulary might be kind of small. I don't understand so well, but
Mhm.
you're saying there's not that many people in America that have learned Spanish. Holy crap. The amount of people in America that have learned Portuguese so a Brazilian can understand them. Ridiculously how small that number of people is. So
Yeah. Yes.
I feel very privileged to speak both of those languages
Yeah,
and be
you're
able to
lucky,
communicate.
man. You're lucky, man.
Okay,
I
dude.
mean,
Well, we've been going long enough here. I don't even know how long this has been. It's been too long.
yeah, we've been for too long, but it was worth. For my
This was
part,
very
I'm glad to
cool.
be here again with you. And well,
Cool.
I hope to do this again in the future, but with more people, as I told you.
Yeah, let's do it.
So
I'm not sure. Are you in my Facebook group? Let me just say this for
yes,
everybody. Anybody that's still listening. Anybody that's still listening. I've got a
okay,
Facebook group. I got a Facebook group, and it's like the center of all my language stuff for this year. And One thing that's going to happen in my language group is I'm going to get on calls and talk English with people like this. I'm going to get on calls. I haven't done it yet, but I will host a call to help people practice Spanish. And I've got two ladies I need to get on a call to do that with right now. One's in England, one's in California.
Okay.
Their accents hurt my ears really badly. I would like to help them. I will have calls like this to help people practice Portuguese. And again, it's not like I'm really great at Portuguese, but I know some more Portuguese than some people, right? And
Okay.
hopefully I can attract some native Brazilian Portuguese speakers to those calls, and I can attract some native Spanish speakers to those calls.
Yeah, sure.
And it's fun,
Yes.
I'm also going to be learning French this year, and I'm in my Facebook group. I'm going to go in there and just start doing videos every couple days, so people can watch my progress and my struggles and what seems to go well and what's hard. And I don't think a lot of people just see the process of learning a language from other people. You can learn a language pretty well in 12 months, but if you go to school to try to learn it, that's not a great way to learn a language, because they're going to sit you down and tell you to learn a bunch of grammar before you understand anything. And
Yes, because in school you have a schedule, and it's like 2 hour stops, or probably 3 4 hour stops. But when you study by your own, you decide how much time you want to study a language.
that's part of it, but also in school, the teachers want an easy way to give you a grade, and it's really easy to teach you grammar and then give you an exam and say, can you regurgitate the grammar?
Yeah.
And again, if we're like talking with people, communicating, the grammar is part of it. A lot of it is this stuff. You and I can see each other. I can see your eyes. I can see if you're tired. I can see if you're confused. I don't have to hear you laugh. I can see you, like your girlfriend earlier, smiling. What's going on? Oh, we're chatting on Facebook. We're not paying attention. Okay.
No.
But if there was no video, I wouldn't have known that she was distracted, right? I stopped.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, something's going on. What's happening?
Yeah, you didn't realize.
And then you took the time to translate what I had been saying for a couple minutes and give her sort of the background and tell her the story. And that wouldn't, if it wasn't video, that wouldn't have happened. We wouldn't have realized that she was, well, you might have realized that she was distracted. I would not have realized that anybody was distracted.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
They say that communication is something like 70% nonverbal. It's not your words. 70% of what we communicate, it's not your words. It's crazy.
Yeah, but it's also kind of difficult because they speak with too much formal language and synonyms. And if you're not accustomed to the language, you get lost easily.
And again, I for a lot of people that aren't used to talking with somebody that's from a native speaker, somebody's not used to talking on camera, somebody's not used to talking into their telephone. All this stuff it's so scary. Your brain, my friend in Sudan, his problem had nothing to do with his language. His problem had to do with, he got to a point where his brain was just so scared of speaking English that his brain shut him down. It's like dinosaur brain going, I'm gonna die. No, just keep talking. You'll survive. It'll be okay. You won't die. Keep talking. And you gotta. Some people, like I had a guy. I don't know if you looked at my videos on YouTube. I had a guy in Peru, and we talked like 25 times. And the first few times we talked, I could see him being partly, scared. I could see him being
nervous.
He was nervous, and I could see him sort of translating, and I could see him getting physically tired. The first 1 or 2 times I talked to him, I purposely switched back to Spanish about half of the conversation. I think it was the third time I purposely did not speak any Spanish. And
Oh, nice.
and 45 minutes, it was about his limit. By the time we got to 40, 50, 55 minutes, he was exhausted. He was he was wiped out. And I could see it happening, right? So
Yes.
at about an hour, I switched back to Spanish. We talked about the fact that he was tired for a couple minutes, and I shut the call down. 25 conversations in, we talked for an hour or an hour and a half in English, no Spanish at all, no problem. And
Probably because he was in the process of translating, word by word and in his mind, and that's,
he wasn't as nervous anymore about being on camera. He wasn't nervous about being on a recorded video. He wasn't nervous talking to an American. He had listened to me and we talked, right? So his English had improved a bit. There was all these things, but I seriously think about half of it was just the fear was gone. He was able to just sit there. It was okay to talk English and not understand everything and make a mistake and just communicate,
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if I was about to answer that, I'm join. I did join your group, your Facebook group. I don't know when I did it, but I remember I did it. And if you need support with Spanish, anytime, bro. I mean, I can give you a hand.
Oh, I need to start generating conversation inside that group. I mean, right now it looks like it's just me talking, and I want to make it a place where there's like active conversations. And I need to put a bunch of videos in there. It's so cool though now. It used to be with a Facebook group, you got to put one pinned post on the top of a group, and now you could do 10 different things that are, I forget what they call them, but it's like you get 10 pinned posts now. So I can do one that's here's how to learn a language, and I can do it in English, and I can go do the same thing in Spanish, and I can do the same thing in Portuguese, and I can have all three of those be a pinned post. It's awesome. The resources are much better now. So anyway, thank you.
Thanks to you, Tim. See you next time.
What time is it for you? You said you don't go to bed until 3 a.m. 1:14 a.m. for
quarter past 1 a.m.
You don't even look tired.
No, I'm gonna watch something in, I don't know, probably in YouTube or Netflix. I don't know. I don't feel sleepy yet.
Okay.
So, see you later, Tim.
Bye, everybody. Fluent again, Next Language Club. Come look me up on Facebook. Come join Steele and myself. Hopefully Steele's girlfriend. There's a bunch of people in there now, and there'll be more. Come join us.
Of course. Yeah. Come join us. Bye.
Ciao.